Hello everyone. In this video, I'll explain about family of salts, pH of salts, sodium chloride, and the other salts prepared from sodium chloride, along with their uses. Before I start, let's recall what are salts. Salts are formed by the reaction of acids with bases. Examples of some salts are sodium sulfate, potassium chloride, and sodium chloride, etc. Let's know about family of salts now. Salts are made of positive and negative ions, and the salts having the same positive ions or same negative ions belong to one family. For example, sodium chloride and sodium sulfate belong to the same family of salts called sodium salts. And sodium chloride and potassium chloride belong to the same family of salts called chloride salts. Some families of salts are potassium salts, sodium salts, calcium salts, magnesium salts, copper salts, ammonium salts, sulfate salts, chloride salts, nitrate salts, and carbonate salts, etc. Now I'll talk about pH of salts. Salts can be acidic, basic, or neutral. Salts formed from a strong acid and a strong base are neutral in nature. So they have pH 7. For example, sodium chloride and potassium sulfate. Salts formed by the reaction of a strong acid and a weak base are acidic in nature. So have pH less than 7. For example, potassium nitrate, aluminium chloride, etc. And the salts formed by the reaction of a strong base and a weak acid are basic in nature. They have pH more than 7. For example, sodium carbonate and sodium hydrogen carbonate. What is common salt? NaCl, that is sodium chloride, is the common salt that we use in our food and is formed by the combination of strong hydrochloric acid and strong sodium hydroxide. So NaCl, that is salt, is neutral in nature. Sodium chloride is obtained from seawater. Solid salt is also found in big crystal form. It is brown in color due to impurities in it and is called rock salt. Beds of rock salt were formed when seas dried up thousands of years ago. Sodium chloride, that is common salt, is an important raw material for many useful chemicals like sodium hydroxide, bleaching powder, baking soda, and washing soda, etc. Let's see how these chemicals are prepared and what are their uses one by one. First is sodium hydroxide. An aqueous solution of sodium chloride is prepared. This solution of sodium chloride in water is called brine. Electricity is passed through this brine. Sodium chloride reacts with water and decomposes to form sodium hydroxide, chlorine, and hydrogen gas. Chlorine gas is formed at the anode and hydrogen gas and sodium hydroxide is formed at the cathode. Out of these three products, hydrogen gas is used as fuel in vehicles. Hydrogen gas is used for hydrogenation of vegetable oil and turn them into solid saturated fat. Margarine is also prepared by hydrogenation of vegetable oil. Hydrogen gas is used to prepare fertilizers also. Chlorine gas is used as disinfectant, for example in water treatment, to prepare CFC, that is chlorofluorocarbons, and as pesticides. Sodium hydroxide is used to remove grease from metals and to prepare soaps and detergents in paper making and artificial fiber making. Second is bleaching powder. Bleaching powder is prepared by the action of chlorine on dry slaked lime, that is calcium hydroxide. And this chlorine gas is produced by electrolysis of sodium chloride. Bleaching powder is represented as CaOCl2. Bleaching powder is used in textile and paper industry for bleaching washed clothes in laundry, as oxidizing agent in chemical industries, and for making drinking water germ free. Third chemical is baking soda. Sodium hydrogen carbonate is called baking soda. It is used in cooking for crispiness in the food items. Sodium chloride is one of the four raw materials from which baking soda is prepared. pH of baking soda is 8.3 approximately, which means it is basic in nature. That is why it is used to neutralize acid in case of acidity in stomach and for insect bite also. Baking soda is used to make baking powder, which is a mixture of baking soda and a mild edible acid like tartaric acid. Tartaric acid is obtained from grapes and tamarind, etc. Baking powder is used to make cakes and breads, etc. Now its uses. Baking soda is an ingredient of antacid used in soda acid fire extinguishers. Fourth chemical is washing soda. First, sodium carbonate is obtained by heating baking soda. Then sodium carbonate is recrystallized to get washing soda. It is basic in nature. It is used in glass, soap, and paper industries. It is used for cleaning. It is also used for removing hardness of water. Borax A sodium compound is prepared using washing soda. Our next topic is, are the crystals of salts really dry? Let's see. Crystals of some salts contain fixed number of water molecules in one formula unit. This is called water of crystallization. Let's take example of copper sulfate. We take crystals of copper sulfate in a dry boiling tube and heat it. We observe that the blue color of copper sulfate crystals turns into white. Now we add 4 to 5 drops of water in these crystals and we observe that the blue color appears again. It means that copper sulfate crystals which appear to be dry contain water of crystallization. 5 water molecules are present in one formula unit of a salt. So formula of hydrated copper sulfate is CuSO4 5H2O. Similarly, gypsum has 2 water molecules as water of crystallization with chemical formula CaSO4 2H2O. When gypsum is heated at 373 Kelvin temperature, it loses water molecules and becomes calcium sulfate hemihydrate, that is CaSO4 half H2O. It is called POP, that is plaster of Paris. It is a white powder and changes to gypsum on mixing with water, which is a solid mass. POP, that is plaster of Paris, is used for supporting fractured bone in the right position. POP is also used for making toys, decorative materials, and for making surfaces smooth before painting. Calcium sulfate hemihydrate is called plaster of Paris as it is prepared in Paris on large scale because gypsum is found in large amount here. That's all in this chapter. See you soon.